Please immediately inform Spotify that I am actively canceling all my music availability on Spotify as soon as possible. I'm doing this because Spotify is spreading false information about vaccines, potentially causing death to those who believe the disinformation being spread by them. That's what Neil Young wrote to his record label and his management team in an open letter published on his website on Monday night. I want you to let Spotify know immediately today that I want all of my music off their platform. They can have Rogan or Young, not both. So Neil would be referring to Joe Rogan, whose podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, exclusively streams on Spotify. Well, 2 days later, Spotify has acknowledged Neil's request. We want all the world's music and audio content to be available to Spotify users. With that comes great responsibility in balancing both safety for listeners and freedom for creators. We have detailed content policies in place, and we've removed over 20,000 podcast episodes related to COVID since the start of the pandemic. We regret Neil's decision to remove his music from Spotify, but hope to welcome him back soon. Neil expanded on his open letter today, adding, I first learned of this problem by reading that 200 plus doctors had joined forces taking on the dangerous life-threatening COVID falsehoods found in Spotify programming. Most of the listeners hearing the unfactual, misleading, and false COVID information on Spotify are 24 years old, impressionable, and easy to swing to the wrong side of the truth. These young people believe Spotify would never present grossly unfactual information. They unfortunately are wrong. I knew I had to try to point that out. I realized I could not continue to support Spotify's life-threatening misinformation to the music-loving public. I sincerely hope that other artists and record companies will move off the Spotify platform and stop supporting Spotify's deadly misinformation about COVID. So Neil will lose 60% of his streaming revenue by taking it off Spotify. So you have to applaud a guy who's willing to stand by his principles, and it's going to hurt him in the pocketbook or in the pocket or in his debit card, whatever you want to call it now these days. So yeah, I think everyone can applaud that Neil is sticking to his principles. Now, if you want to talk about vaccines, you can get into vaccines in the comments, go at it. But I'd like to talk a little bit more generally in terms of like Spotify. In their statement, they're saying they want to be the platform that all the world's audio is on. But yeah, I mean, at what point does something become hate speech? And it goes into an area of being dangerous for people to listen to. At what point is that going to happen? And who makes that call? Because really, some of it is personal opinion, right? So it's a really hard line to draw on what should be allowed to be heard by everyone and what shouldn't. But yeah, what do you think of Neil pulling his music from Spotify?